part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to Podcast 616. I'm your host, Damon Royster, again, playing with variations in my tone and cadence. Today, we are taking a break. We're taking a break from our Summer of X coverage. If you're like, man, I hope Damon is ready to start talking about the X-Men prequels, you gotta wait a week, because we have a special breaking announcement. Because, y'all, we are talking about the Disney Plus series, Secret Invasion, a.k.a. I'm Afraid of No Scrolls. Joining me today are two wonderful guests, one returnee, one brand new. And, you know, I do think this is one of those rare occasions where I brought in two non-Marvel fans to talk about a Marvel property. And for that, I am forever grateful to them. My first guest is a returning guest, and they are known about town in Chicago as an actor, writer, and tarot card reader. Please welcome Phylicia McLeod.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I was having kind of a brain. Did I say your last name right? I was like, wait, I haven't said this name so long.
I think it's McLeod. Yeah. Because it doesn't look like how it's spelled. So I get that.
Right. And I've often written McCloud, like McDonald's. And when I saw your email, I was like, wait, she doesn't spell it like that at all. Am I wrong? But y'all, Phylicia McLeod. Phylicia, how have you been since Iron Man 2?
You know what? Starving for some good content, and still have not been fed.
Phylicia, am I correct in assuming that you have not watched a Marvel property since Iron Man 2?
Correct. Yeah.
Damn.
So I felt crazy. I felt like I had to do research before this. So then after watching a couple episodes, I watched Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And then came back to it. But I was in and out of Captain Marvel, so it didn't really assist. Yeah. Yeah.
Captain Marvel, she ain't great. Looking forward to the sequel, though. But anyway, that's Phylicia. She's here. But we have a brand new guest. This guest, a get, if you ask me, a get guest. They are an actor, writer, self-care enthusiast. Please welcome Julia Morales.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up?
Yes. I'm here.
You're
I'm
here.
learning.
And
I'm present.
Yes, present and accounted for. Julia, what is your relationship to Marvel films, television? Do you partake?
I partake in a way that's I will dip in when I'm ready. I kind of pick and choose what I like to watch, but I don't go looking for it if somebody's talking about it. I've seen like most of the Avengers. That's part of it, right?
Oh,
see?
the big part.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
Black Panther, of course. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, I've seen quite a few of them, and there's now the world's just gotten so bigger. In my opinion, I'm confused. But it is interesting. Most of them are interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm laughing at your use of most of them. So we're talking about Secret Invasion today. What's up? Let's Phylicia McLeod, known last name. Going back to you, Secret Invasion. You dipped into Captain Marvel. Give me your initial thoughts. How are you? How was your invasion?
It was an invasion on me. So I watched 2 or 3 episodes, and I wasn't liking it, and I thought I wasn't liking it because I didn't understand the world. So then that's why I watched Captain Marvel, but then I was like not into it still. So then I watched 4 and 5 and then went back to the beginning because I said, surely people love this world. Let me just like try and do it. Also, I was high. I was like, let me try and do it and make sure I am paying attention. It was okay. Season 2 to 5. Season 2.
Oh, I was like, what?
Some seasons because it felt long.
Because you kept watching it.
Even though the last 4 episodes are 30 minutes, but yeah.
They are, but it felt like days. So it was just rough because I thought I wasn't liking it because I didn't know the world, when really I wasn't liking it because I wasn't liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a poorly made series, I would say. Not to give away my feelings too much.
There's only one thing I wrote down, and it's dialogue, and it just made me laugh so hard. And I hope you both remember it. Don Cheadle said, "Did you take a stupid pill when you had breakfast, Admiral?" And the way I rewound that a couple times too, on top of watching it multiple times. And the way that made me laugh, it had nothing to do with anything, but I was like, they should build on this. This has legs.
Did you take your stupid pills today? I mean, the only defense is that was not really Don Cheadle. That was a scroll. If anything bad happened, it was because someone was pretending to be a scroll. Or someone was a scroll pretending to be someone else.
A scroll will do it.
A scroll will do it. Julia Morales. Hello. Talk to me. I feel like I threw you into some pretty treacherous waters.
You did. My first thought was, David, what you got me watching? I said, hold on. Why is this so serious? And I spent more time trying to figure out who was who. I said, this is a scroll. Okay. At first it was Martin Freeman. I said, wait, oh no, they killed Martin Freeman. Oh, he's been a scroll the whole time. Is that how that works? I'm so confused until the end. They let him out, but I don't know if I'm supposed to give out the ending yet. But
please,
everybody lives. I'm just kidding.
It's still an adventure,
except for two. We did lose two big MCU characters.
We did. What's her name? Maria
Hill, Robin Scherbatsky from How I Met Your Mother. R.I.P.
Yeah.
And then we lost Talos, played by Ben Mendelsohn, who's not really for me. Not a big Ben Mendelsohn fan.
I don't know. I felt like I just spent most of the time being very confused, and I was like, why is everything so intense? And I understand that this is surrounding Nick Fury-ish. And my first thought looking at that was like, Samuel L. Jackson's been in a lot of movies. That's all I kept thinking about.
And Secret Invasion is no different. Let's dive in. So this is for the nerds, because I'm starting to realize that mostly nerds listen to this podcast, which I'm one of them.
Nerds.
I'm a host.
I want to be one.
Well, here we go. This is what do you call it? This is lip service to the comic book fans, but like Secret Invasion was based on a comic book series that came out in 2008 of the same name, Secret Invasion. But the comic book form of it was much more, all of the superheroes were Skrulls, and it was like Iron Man's a Skrull, Spider-Man's a Skrull, like Spider-Woman was the Queen Skrull. And it was like they had been Skrulls for, I think, months, maybe a year, and they were like actively a part of the Avengers and like saving the world, but they were actually like planting seeds for a big takeover and invasion. It was really cool.
They
were all Skrulls.
They were all Skrulls. Because it's easier to draw Thor than it is to hire Chris Hemsworth, especially for what I assume was a probably small Disney Plus paycheck. We're on strike. Yeah, if the strike had happened earlier, we could have gotten the actual Secret Invasion comic televised. So for the show, it's a much more political, like spy thriller, kind of like Alias. I feel like Jennifer Garner's Alias.
Yeah, I see that.
It's a cheaper way to tell the story, is my justification. So yeah, we start with Nick Fury. Let's do this. Phylicia McLeod. So producer Michael did some research on both of you guys, so we have some information.
Ooh,
okay.
I love a good stalker.
Oh, yes. So Phylicia, I have here that you actually interned, you were a personal assistant to Nick Fury for several years.
Yes.
What did you learn about him? What do you know about him? Spill the tea.
The only thing I know is he likes whiskey. Nothing else. He didn't share anything about his life. He more so would just like ask, do you like this eye patch? Or like, can you schedule that meeting? Can you push that meeting back? So it was more so like busy work he would give me. And sometimes it wouldn't even be like the meeting would be with himself and he'd want to push it back. Kind of like Jim Carrey, when he played Santa. Not Santa, but the nerds know. The Grinch.
He did not play no Santa.
Well, to some houses, the Grinch was Santa. Oh.
Yes, that's how you follow it up.
Yeah, to the Who's, he is Santa. To the Who's up in Whoville. So this is made,
but fair pay, really good pay for just being an intern, and some CEOs could learn.
Yeah, take a page out of Nick Fury. Pay your assistants. That goes for my boss as well. So Nick Fury, big mamma jamma in the MCU. He put the Avengers together. He knows all the superheroes. I don't know. I just wasn't buying him in this series of him like, I have to stop the invasion. I don't need to call my superhero friends. Like, you probably should call them.
Yeah, because it would have been more entertaining.
For one.
And also, they were all mad at him. Well, most of them, they were just mad at him.
Everybody, because he just, what was
Skrulls?
the blip?
The blip is...
The snap that made everyone disappear?
Yeah.
And that's with...
Thanos' snap.
You know what? I did watch that movie with my brother, and people were devastated, and I didn't know what was happening. It just kind of went
over. You're just like...
That was one of my first thoughts, too, was I said, damn, this snap messed up a lot of folks' lives. Like, people always talk about... Now, I could be wrong, but I do remember from, like, other... Even I think it happened in, like, Wakanda Forever or something like that, or Ant-Man, I can't remember. But they're like, oh, the snap affected this, the snap effect. I didn't realize that they were going to continue on and poor Nick Fury. I was like, dang.
Did he he disappeared and people were just mad because he left? Well, he didn't choose that, right?
Well, it wasn't that they were mad that he left. They were mad that, like, when he came back, he was different. Like, he didn't care about the same things,
Because he had trauma and he came back different. Yikes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't have trauma and be a man. That's like,
hello.
We're not allowed to express our emotions. Not to be pro man right now, but like, we're not.
I watched Barbie. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Hello. Me too.
Y'all, there's nothing I would love more than to have a platform to talk about Barbie, but that's not what this is.
That's not why we're here.
That's not why we're here.
We're here for Secret Invasion.
We're here for Secret Invasion, the other hit of the summer.
We'll try not to talk about Barbie.
It's like Barbie, Oppenheimer, the Secret Invasion.
Every time I watched, I had a new outfit. I dressed like someone different. That's why it took me so long to watch it.
Currently, listener, Phylicia is covered in green paint with pointy ears.
Is that Guardian? Oh, that's a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy.
But
that's not right.
We're not here for that.
No.
Nope.
So Nick Fury, he's dealing with the trauma of the getting blipped, getting snapped away. He was gone for 5 years. Now he's back and he's forgotten about his cause because we learn that he was supposed to like find the Skrulls a new home, which is like ambitious.
A whole home? He's just supposed to find a home.
Like a whole planet?
A whole planet that can house these fucking shapeshifters, which I'm going to say right now, I'll save it. Julia Morales, how do you feel about Nick Fury? I have a thought about Skrulls. I'll save it for when we get to Talos.
How do I feel like Nick Fury? Well, he needs to. I just thought he needs to go sit down somewhere with his little love interest. Mm-hmm. I actually enjoyed that for a hot second because I was Priscilla? Like, okay, here's something. Yeah, Priscilla, I liked her. Also known as one of Aunt Viv's sisters in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but y'all don't care about that.
No.
No, that's what I came for. I said I was right. Okay,
good. Shout out to her. But
real ones now. Yeah.
I was like, you just need to go and be a family man. Oh, you working too hard. You doing too much. That's all I felt.
Truly.
I love him, but put all that burden on that black man. What y'all doing?
Yeah, and truly, the main crux of it comes from his protege, I guess, Gravik, who feels like he was abandoned by Nick Fury, and he's the one who's leading this secret invasion charge. Julia Morales, producer Michael, did some more research. You actually used to be workout buddies with Gravik at the gym, I believe. So what was it like to train with him?
He was very intense. I didn't understand why. There'd be days that were really fun and we would come in and do like pretty decent workouts. And I think as time continued on, like he would come in like hella angry And you ever see those videos of other people like who lift these couches and stuff, or like their friends on the couch and he was doing that, but like, yeah. And he spent more time putting me on furniture and objects. I was on a spin bike and he was doing shoulder presses. And I was like, I still got to work out too. But I didn't want to get him upset because
you know what happens.
I know what kind of attitude he has. But
bad.
I mean, if anything, the benefit of it is I lost like 20 pounds and I got a free gym membership out of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep. Scroll's not so bad after all. So Gravik, and it must be said, played by Kingsley Ben Adir, who, did you watch, what's that called? One Night in Miami?
Yes.
He was Malcolm X.
But he was also in Barbie. I'm sorry.
Why didn't I see?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't. Okay, and that's an actor. Okay, that's an actor.
And that's what he is. He acts.
He acts.
You need him. You want to be? He's been Malcolm X in Barbie and a Skrull.
Come on,
this man. Y'all better watch out.
He's an actor.
Whatever you need, he gives.
Okay, he serves.
He serves, and I will say that the finale, I would say he was eaten. He was like to see him grab Samuel L. Jackson's face and like scream in his face. I'm like, I wouldn't have the gall to do such a thing.
Not Samuel L. Jackson. Anybody else?
Not the legend. So Gravik, I don't know. As villains go, what's his plan? I feel like this happens all the time. I'm about to talk about X-Men First Class, and I feel like it's a similar thing where Gravik is trying to start World War III between the U.S. and the Russians by just blowing shit up on different parts of the planet. Sure. He's also instituted this plan where he's like swapped everybody. So there's like humans in the basement in New Scrollus, which is a old nuclear power plant. And that's where they've got like the little lasers into their temples so they can get their memories, including Don Cheadle, Martin Freeman, the love interest from Hacks, all the stars. They got. And also he wants to find the DNA of the Avengers to like, make himself a super Skrull so he can have all the powers. Phylicia, were you scared of this? Did you feel threatened at all?
No, not in the slightest. And I was just like, I understand his want was to take care of his people and have a space for them. So it's like that New Skrullis could have been their home. And he just makes bad decisions. I wasn't really scared. And that's coming from being on the TV. Now, if I was in person, terrified. Would not be well. Yeah.
He's so handsome though. I would have been okay. But like you kind of call, I want to call out something that's so bullshit, which is like, again, they're trying to do sci-fi done cheap, but I just didn't get where they were like, we're tired of living in the shadows, yet I'm always going to appear as a human being because we don't have the money to put me in full Skrull makeup every episode. You know what I mean? It's like they hated humanity, yet they all wore their human face everywhere they went.
Even when they were all together. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when they were all together and there were no humans around, they were having their secret Skrull meetings. They were still looking like humans. What? I thought that was dumb. And also, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm going to pop up about Skrulls. I think Skrulls are dumb. I think they're inherently goofy. I think this is kabuki theater. It's literally like putting on a mask of, I'm totally the president. Like, it's so silly to me.
That's funny you say that because there was one point I joked because I watched this with a friend of mine and I was like, so they can be anything they want to be, huh? I said, why do you want to be a black man when in America, y'all have so many things against. I was like, ain't no wrong with I love being black. Don't get me wrong. I love my blackness. I love my black people. I love everything. But I was like, you a Skrull, you can be anything you want. Shit, I'd be a rich white man and be like, and I would be changing all the time. But I was when the guys at the date and she said, show your face. And I was like, okay, that's a choice. And then I was thinking, okay, I don't know how to pay attention to stuff very well.
Ooh, I'm right there with you.
Because my head goes into these other places. And I was like, so they're green skulls and he's a black man. Is that blackface?
Let's talk about it.
His real, who he really was.
Is that technically putting on blackface?
He better had been a black man.
Mm-hmm.
They're all green.
Then,
I was like, doesn't matter like what quote unquote race you are. But I was so confused. I was like, I just found it funny. It just tickled me.
I think there might be something. Oh my gosh. It's all right. I'm so deep into a Marvel podcast. Why am I afraid to bring up Supergirl? So I watched the CW Supergirl, and there was a whole thread of like Martians. And in that universe, Martians could shapeshift. And to a Martian, when they came to Earth, they all shapeshifted into black people. Including one of them was Carl Lumbly, the great Carl Lumbly, who was on Alias. So I think I'm doing a lot of work that the show didn't do, but I feel like because they're from outer space, and I think they understand that they don't belong on the planet, and what race of people feels that more than black people. Wow. So maybe it was like, I don't want to completely give up my otherness, so I'm going to resemble the people that also feel othered. Does that?
Ooh, okay.
That makes sense.
Ooh.
Would have been nice if someone paid me to say that, or like the show said that, but that's what I was like, maybe projecting onto them.
Yeah. All right.
That's good.
That is.
Am I saving Secret Invasion for you?
I mean, now I'm going to go back and watch yet again.
A third time?
Just kidding. I will never watch again. But maybe if there's a season 2 with that thought process. But I think it is like, it gives it I had no idea why things were happening.
Yeah.
At any point. And I was like,
yeah,
that would have, I don't know, gave me a little more.
Phylicia, what are your questions that you have lingering from Secret Invasion?
Thank you so much for asking. What are my questions? These scrolls, how are they here now? So they came looking for a new home, and then they landed on Earth.
Yes. So the Skrulls are persecuted by the Kree, who are blue, and the Skrulls are green.
Blue wood.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now.
Black and white, blue and green. We're always going to have fights. So the blue Kree evicted the green Skrulls. Oh, blue. Okay. Yes. Julia is in blue. Felicia's in green.
What am I again? A
Kree.
I'm a Kree.
And Kree Summers.
I was thinking Kree Summer as well. Okay. So the Skrulls had a battle with the Kree and they lost, and that was covered in the Captain Marvel movie. And Nick Fury and Captain Marvel were like, "Don't worry, we're going to find you a new home." But like shit kept coming up, like Thanos snapping fingers and shit, and there was just like blipping away. I think it said blip.
Oh, so he had to put his attention on other things.
Yeah, like forming the Avengers and getting all the superheroes together. So the Skrulls were like, "What about us?" So they just kind of like integrated into society. I think they said there was 1 million Skrulls on Earth. So they're just chilling out, I guess, taking faces of people who had died. So like nobody would suspect there were 2 people, walking around.
Do you think you'd be able to tell if a close friend of yours was a Skrull?
I don't know.
It would depend. It would depend on if they like had that like mind reading thing.
So they could read your mind?
Yeah,
where
that's
was
what those machines were.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shoot, read my mind. If I say I'm hungry, you better be bringing me some food.
Like if they don't have any like evil plans, like if they're just like impersonating somebody, but they still want to like be my friend, that's cool.
That's kind.
Yeah.
But if they're like secretly my friends so they can steal government secrets to blow up the planet,
that's fine.
I've got an issue with that, honestly. I have an issue.
Yeah, I mean, certain parts, I would be like, what part we talking about? Because I'm in. If we're going to do this together, we're going to do this together, but we need to do it right.
Correct. We have to get the right locations. Yeah.
Okay, come on. Because Everything ain't for everybody.
Bye, Wisconsin. I'm so sorry.
Peace.
Wow, the first one you thought of. So many places. And Phylicia was like, Wisconsin.
Selfishness. I'm a scroll. Yeah, I'm a scroll. I'm
like,
selfish.
we're taking Florida and we are casting that out.
Detach it. Let flow.
Detach it. That's all I want. I don't want to hurt nobody. I want you to detach yourselves and go the hell far away. Go over there by the Azores. That far.
Yeah. Let's hit up the last two scrolls that were important before we take a break. Talos, who has Ben Mendelsohn, and Gaia, played by Emilia Clarke, who I was under the impression this was supposed to be the great return of Emilia Clarke to television, because I feel like this is her first role since Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And let me tell you, of all the characters that I could take a nap during their scenes, it was Miss Gaia. She got shot in episode 3, and I was just like, bye.
Were they not giving her? They weren't giving her enough.
No.
But also, I don't know what they could give her to bring me in fully.
Mm-hmm.
To truly care. Yeah.
Because her whole thing is like, also, she was like acting like a teenager, but I'm like, aren't you a grown woman?
Has grown? Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they trying to be like she is a teenager, or at least like,
I don't think so.
And she's
20s, early 20s?
Because I don't think she had any dialogue in the Captain Marvel movie, but I feel like she was giving 12, 13 energy. And that took place in the 90s. So if it's 2023, she's grown.
Yeah.
Any strong feelings about Gaia? I will say I liked her fight with Gravik. I liked the Super Scroll fight. I'm sorry.
Of course. Yeah,
I like the shish boom bang of it all.
That's what I was waiting for the whole time, because I was like, girl, what you doing?
Seriously. Did you guys... Okay, I might be alone, but did you recognize any of the powers? This is a fair question. Like,
from the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
She had that one strong arm. I didn't recognize.
Yeah, that one I did not recognize. The strong arm? That sword?
Yeah.
If it was green, it was Hulk. Yeah.
That's right. Y'all. And then she did the thing with the little things coming out of her head.
Mm-hmm. Now that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because she had the other superhero. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Finding that. And of course, Marvel was obvious.
Please just find this. So when Fury went with Olivia Colman to get that little vial from the gravestone, that
had a little bit of icy,
little juice,
little icy
juice that had a little bit of DNA of everybody who was in the final fight in Avengers Endgame, like villains and heroes. So everybody from that fight was in that little vial.
Where can I get one of those?
I don't know.
I'll look on.
Where do they go?
Find on Amazon.
I need the harvest vial.
Oh God, that's so cool. To imagine just taking that and just like, sorry,
unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such a boring season, but like also they created the most powerful superhero ever. And Emilia Clarke. I'm like, go off, Queen. Khaleesi. All right. Julia Morales. Our researchers found that you actually were kind of like coffee buddies with Talos. You guys went to the same coffee shop from time to time. Were you hurt that we lost him?
No, because he got on my nerves.
I mean,
I'm sorry that he no, I don't. I'm still disappointed that he just can't. He got old on me. And actually, there was a fight that broke out in the coffee shop, and I had
not the coffee shop. You like physically fought him?
No, not with me and him, but he was fighting somebody, some villain that came in, and I was like, do you want me to shoot him? He was like, no, I got this.
It was nice of you to offer.
I said, okay. And they tore up the whole coffee shop. I just walked out. I was like, you know what? I'm good. He keeps saying he's got it, but I don't think he had it.
He didn't got it. Yeah.
He ain't got it.
He ain't got it. And
He
you
was
know what?
cool, but
He also didn't have it in London when he
he
failed.
did not.
When he failed to protect the president, my president, Dermot Mulroney, from my best friend's wedding.
Why was the president at a regular hospital?
That's
This
what
is
I
the
was thinking
president.
too.
He got this.
I was like,
would not.
This needs to be a little bit more presidential.
Secure.
Yeah, it was like Grey's Anatomy set. I was like, this is not where the president would be.
Okay, sorry to pivot this hard, but Grey's Anatomy, that hospital has survived a shooting, an explosion, a bomb. 20 years, it still stands.
An airplane crash that didn't happen.
An airplane crash.
That hospital is the vial of that.
Like, it is.
I mean, it's taken some hits.
I would do the Grey's Anatomy vial.
Yes.
Today.
And y'all, I'm cut up. I know that hospital is called Gray Sloan, and I would go to Gray Sloan. It's no longer Seattle Grace; it's Gray Sloan.
Gray Sloan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Changed in season 9, and now I'm ready for season 20. God, that's how much I didn't like Secret Invasion. Barbie and Grey's Anatomy would be better podcast topics for me right now.
They really made us watch Secret Invasion.
I did.
Why? I was expecting it to be so good.
Girl, we all were.
It also played kind of slow for me.
Yeah.
I really loved Avengers. I never seen the first one ever. I watched Ultron, Infinity War, and
you started with Ultron? Oh man!
Because I just happened to. I'm telling you, these things just happened to come up. I watched Ultron in a movie theater in Bermuda. Wow. On a random day, a bunch of us were like, "Oh, Ultron's out." Well, a bunch of them, and I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll watch it with you. I love movies." And then I was like, "What is this? This is amazing."
Ooh.
That's how. But I never went back to the first one because I was like, "Nah, this one's good."
You already had the magic. Yeah.
No, you don't say that. Don't say Ultron.
Oh, sorry.
Like Avengers Ultron is like Secret Invasion, but instead of scrolls, it's robots.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but robots are kind of cool to look at, you know?
Robots are cool, especially when they're voiced by James Spader. Voiced by James Spader. It's crazy.
This one took a while. I was just like, what's happening constantly?
Well,
I had to keep rewinding because I kept dozing off.
Julie, do you have any lingering questions? I unfortunately have all the answers that I could have.
Why wasn't Olivia Colman in most of this show? I love her so much.
Me too.
She was fun. Anytime she was on screen, I was excited. I was like, okay, here we are.
She was amazing. She was amazing. She was fantastic. And we're going to talk all about her after this break. So keep it right here to Podcast 616. Don't turn into a scroll. And we'll be back talking about Olivia Colman and other good things about this show. They were good. They were good. We'll be right back. Welcome everyone to Podcast 616, the official podcast of Earth 616. I am your host, Damon Royster, and I am inviting you to listen and subscribe to this Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. On Podcast 616, we gather some of today's greatest comedians, writers, and actors to dive deep into all things Marvel, like comic book history and lore, all the interconnected superhero storylines, and of course, who's hot and who's not in the MCU. Honestly, why aren't you listening right now? You have the power to listen to Podcast 616. And as we always say, with great power comes even greater responsibility. Listen and subscribe to Podcast 616 wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, Brooks here with the Books with Brooks monthly book club podcast. Here's how Books with Brooks works. We read one book a month, and then we talk about it. Classics like Stephen King's The Shining, debut novels like We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang, and tons of other compelling, life-changing stories, one book and 1 month at a time. So come read along with us, and then listen in.
Hey everyone, this is Don Mike Mendoza, the host of Producing While Asian. Join us in Season 2 for more conversations with actors, artists, producers, and more from Broadway, Hollywood, and beyond, every other Wednesday on the Press Play Podcast Network.
And we're back. we're going to talk about Olivia Colman and Sonia, but before we do, just a quick PSA. There's a song called Sonia Smokes Me Out. Fantastic song.
Sonia
it's a great
smokes me out.
It's a great Saturday song. Sonia smokes me out. I have a problem. Anyway, Sonia, played by Olivia Colman. Julia Morales, I feel like you were saying Sonia worked for you, this character?
I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's very cheeky. She was about
Very.
business. She was a boss ass bitch handling herself.
When she walked into that walk-in freezer and clipped that man's finger off and it turned green, I was like, where have you been all my life?
Right. I was like, this is
this.
the action I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then like torturing him. I was like, okay. But she was so Olivia Colman just knows how to she has this beautiful comedic element to her, but she's about business. She gets it flowed so well. I just always love her. Love her in The Favorite. Love her in The Favorite.
Oscar winner for The Favorite.
Yeah. Well,
the scene in Secret Invasion where she's talking to Nick Fury on the phone and she's looking at that pet owl, the owl statue. She puts a tiny little eye patch on.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
I was like, yes. That's what I was like, okay, there's hope for this.
Yeah.
There's hope for this show.
She brought it back.
Phylicia, any Sonia thoughts?
She's the one that saved the show. She's the one that kept me watching.
Yeah.
Me too.
And also the podcast, but
Also, you don't have to call it a podcast. You can call it what it is, an obligation.
My 6-episode obligation.
That's also why I asked you to do this podcast so early. I was like, I gotta lock people in.
Because that's a lot. But like, I'm glad some of the episodes were 30 minutes, even though they felt longer.
Yeah.
But I loved her character. She was so funny. Yeah.
She didn't have any superpowers. I liked that she wasn't a Skrull. She was just she was all about business. And she took out she was in the Grey's Anatomy hospital at the end. She took out all those men. Sonia was so great. Definitely like how her character ended, where she actually kind of has Amelia Clarke as her go-to assassin character. Yeah, and I loved her. It was interesting to see her interact with Samuel L. Jackson. I kind of like their vibe together. Someone I also enjoyed seeing was Felicia's old friend, Don Cheadle.
Oh, yeah. That was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
Which, Phylicia, I have to say, you seem to be the two episodes of this podcast you've done have been prominent Don Cheadle podcasts, because Iron Man 2 is the first time Don Cheadle was in the MCU.
And I felt lucky because I don't know what it was about his dialogue, but anytime he was saying something, it was so funny to me because it just didn't match I don't know. It just didn't match what I thought would be happening. And I was like, it just felt disconnected, but I loved it. Yeah.
Talk to me, since this is a blackout podcast, everyone on this podcast is black. Talk to me about that scene where Don Cheadle fires Nick Fury, and Nick Fury is like, we black actors, man, we got to stick together. Right. And Don Cheadle is like, no, because we're both black, I should have the confidence to fire you and your old ass. Did that scene resonate with anyone? Or maybe just me?
No, I thought it was messed up. I thought it was funny though. I thought that he would give him a pass and be like, nah, man, it's cool. I understand. We get it.
Me too.
He's like, nah. But that's why I was like,
He's
something isn't right here.
Skrull?
He's a green guy.
Someone was saying that he had a limp in another movie or the earlier episodes, and then that limp went away. And that's when he became a Skrull. But I can't remember when that happened. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I need to do some research because
Twitter said it once and I ran with it.
Because Don Cheadle's character did have a pretty bad fall. His superhero name is War Machine. He basically has an Iron Man suit that is not as cute. And he fell from the sky in the third Captain America movie, Captain America Civil War, and he actually was kind of paralyzed, but had like robotic braces on his legs.
Oh.
And I forget what happened to those because they were not here in Secret Invasion. So
well, it wouldn't be if he's a Skrull.
Speak on that. But then also that's like bad Skrull work. Like,
yeah, if you're
like,
gonna be a Skrull, be all the
do
way
the full
Skrull.
assignment. Yeah.
Like to me, Skrulls are actors and they need to learn their character they are playing. And like, they need to know that James Rhodes has a limp.
Because they literally grab and take their mind. So it's like, you should know, in my mind, I would have a limp.
I remember this. Yeah.
But I also really love Samuel L. Jackson getting really close to Don Cheadle and saying, even when I'm out, I'm in.
I'm in.
I was like, hell yeah.
And you know, he couldn't wait to say it. He said, I got this line. I'll do it one take.
Right. I don't even know if I said the line right, but it was something like that. And it was great.
That was really good.
It was very satisfying to me. I don't know why. Because it was just like, yeah, you think you can put me out? I was like, no, I can't. I was like, I'm going to take that with me too, Sam. I'm going to take that too. You can't, even when I'm out, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm a badass.
Yeah. If you want to be in, you're in. No one can put you out.
No, not when you're
That was very Shaft of him. Yes, let's remember that. Samuel L. Jackson also played Shaft.
Oh my God.
And one of the best Shaft movies. I love that movie so much. Fucking Christian Bale. Hello, Tony Collette.
Tony Collette, Vanessa L. Williams.
Come on. Oh, yes, as a cop, too.
Wow.
As a cop. With a cop
so
with a beret.
Okay. Beret cop.
She went into that final fight. They were like going after the bad guys. Vanessa Williams was like, let me get my beret. I'm ready.
That was her superpower.
She's like, I'm a cop, but also kind of French.
Oui, oui. Did someone call for cop? Oui, oui. Yeah.
Somebody call for
I will
cop?
slap this baguette all over your face.
Now that I'd watch.
Yeah.
Right, me too.
Look at where we followed Secret Invasion. Aliens. Okay. What else? What else haven't we? I mean, have we given enough flowers to Maria Hill, Colby Smulders? Did y'all feel anything when we lost her? That hurt me as an MCU fan.
Wait, Colby. Oh, is that Maria?
Maria, yeah.
That one caught me off guard. I was so confused because then I was like, when she got shot, I said, oh, she's a Skrull. I was like, who's a Skrull? Who's not? And I expected her to turn green and then just be in that little place where they're taking their minds.
Yeah.
But then, like, when I saw the quote unquote Samuel L. Jackson character smiling, I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I caught on. And I was like, I don't know who is who anymore, but all y'all are pissing me off. And this poor and then her mother.
I just had to look her up.
Her mother, who was the vice president.
Right. Just like she's I love that scene I appreciate that scene so much because it was one of those things where she's like, what did she say? She said, that man over there told me that my daughter, I'm paraphrasing, did a service for this country. I want to know the real answer. What the fuck happened to my daughter? And I was like, oh, what a motherly thing to do. I love that. I don't know why I enjoy that. I don't know that actor's name, but she did play in Mona Lisa Smile as one of the nurses or teachers.
Oh, okay. There were nurses.
Sorry.
Okay.
Teachers. She was a school nurse.
I've never seen the
Nurse
movie.
teacher.
I didn't know.
I love that movie. All those white people.
I haven't seen it either.
I weirdly do love that movie, though.
God, I love how we're trying everything in our power to not talk about Secret Invasion.
We said, oh my God, I saw Ant yesterday. Anybody want to talk about it?
You mean Ant-Man?
No, an actual ant. Yeah.
Just Ant.
Who's Ant?
All right. R.I.P. Maria Hill. We didn't know she was the daughter of the vice president, and that's the last thing we know about her.
No clue.
No clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should not have died like that, though. That was messed up. Because then last thing she saw was her friend basically shooting her. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really her friend. It was a Skrull.
She's pretty smart. I'm sure she pictured. She's like, he would never do this. And we're fighting shapeshifters. I bet you.
She said you did. What did she say? What was her last word?
it was you.
It was you.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Unless she was like, yeah, but it could have been either the realizing, knowing that it was a girl taking over to tell him like it was you, someone taking over, or she's like, it was you. We'll never know.
Well, let's go to the end and kind of talk about where we're left off. What's left? Julia Morales.
Well,
you coming back for season 2? Like what happened at the end of this? Tell me.
Am I coming back for season 2?
Well, just tell me what happened at the end.
Season 2 better come back for me. You got. Well, I'm gonna be part of that strike and be like, look, y'all gotta pay me to watch this now.
I need a check to act. I had a check to watch.
I mean, didn't Priscilla leave? Priscilla left, or was going back, or
I was so mad because he wasn't. Samuel Jackson was gonna get beamed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she pulled up, and then he's like, "Come with me." Where I was like, "Did you care about her at all? Because were you gonna reach out to her before you left, or because she came, now you're like, come with me?"
Yeah. Actually, wait. You come too.
Yeah.
What am I, an afterthought?
Seriously. Also, we have to talk about the fact that he's married to a Skrull. They're married legally.
Yeah.
They got married. He married that shapeshifter woman.
Made an honest one. I'm out of her. Yeah.
Made her an honest Skrull. So
made her an honest Skrull.
Things are. Earth is in chaos. Skrulls have been outed, and people are just shooting people left and right. Which such a dark ending, and also not too far off from America.
I was gonna say, hello. Don't we deal with that every day? We got Skrulls up in here.
And Sam Jackson is like,
Skrulls up in here.
There's some Skrulls in this. There's some Skrulls in this house.
I would have watched that. I would have watched that.
There's some Skrulls in this house.
I think point them out. Point them out.
Because I'm confused.
You a Skrull? Are you a Skrull?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my God. So the Earth is in chaos, and Sam Jackson, classic Nick Fury, is like, okay, I'm out. I'm going back to space.
Ugh.
I guess to continue efforts to find a home for the Skrulls. Basically like, okay, I'll do it this time.
Which he won't.
He won't do it.
He's going to get sidetracked again. Piss off some more Skrulls again.
The next...
And then we got season 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Marvels, Captain Marvel Part 2 is coming out in November.
Oh.
And so
I still got to see the first one.
Take your time.
Sorry,
Take
nerds.
your time.
I really tried.
Mm-hmm.
The nerds listening to this are like, what the fuck is wrong with Jules?
Nerds.
I think they're aligned with us. I think they agree that this is not, this ain't it. But so Priscilla shows up, and there's like, she's like, okay, saying goodbye. She's like, I've got important work to do. And then he gives her a big old real kiss on her Skrull lips. And she's like,
that's what you know, it's real.
I know. I was like,
I'll go with you.
I was like,
because the lips was crusty, the were small. I was like, this.
And don't they have like sharp teeth?
They were little shark. They were little like piranhas, and I was like, baby, watch your lips.
You want to put that face on first?
Come back to me. What's Vanessa? What was her real name?
Vera.
Vara.
Vara.
Vara. Okay, yeah.
And the realest moment in this whole show was when she looked at him. She's like, "Would you ever love me without this?" And he just looked at her and left. And then he says, like, "I guess we'll never know." But he was just like,
"Been there."
I was like, "That's real." I get it.
Now you're really like, oh.
I mean, question for the court: would y'all go green? Like, could you see yourself? Could you marry? Could you even date a Skrull?
I'd try it
if he have a new face.
Okay.
Because I would be like, oh, yes, I would. You know why? Because I'd be like, oh, baby, I need you to shapeshift into. I need you to have 10 faces,
or at least your teeth to be less sharp.
Wait, can they do that?
At the same time, I don't know, but you
only
could, like,
if you can shapeshift into multiple people. But sometimes I don't want certain things on certain days.
I would have requests. I was like, could I get Dave Bautista tonight?
Right.
Ooh.
Like,
Give me John Cena. I'm just thinking of wrestlers.
I feel
Sorry,
like
I have a dumb question. Can
No
they
such thing,
only
please.
shape shift into dead people?
Anybody,
yeah, 'cause
anyone.
that's what they-
It could be a past person or a living person, but just anybody.
Oh yeah, then I would definitely date a scroll, and they would have to be able to shapeshift into several different people, depending on my mood.
I imagine you both coming home to your partner, your scroll partner, and then them sitting on the bed, and it's dim in the room, so you're like, oh, okay, are they the person I want them to be? And the lights go up and they're green, and they're like, I want you to love me for who I am.
And I'm gonna say, find another planet.
And I would say, stop playing with my lights.
How you playing with my lights and you ain't paying no light bill?
It's like, oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Correct. And that is the correct answer.
That was the correct. And Phylicia, you seem to have removed yourself from the experiment, so I guess you're.
I know.
It's a no. It's a no.
I would have taken them depending on how sharp the teeth is.
But they shapeshift into decent teeth.
That's true. Could you just do the teeth? I'm not asking to change the face. Just the teeth.
Well, like in that fight with Gravik and Gaia, where they were just shapeshifting different parts of their bodies.
Because she just had her little arm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They could just do the teeth. Like, let me straighten these out so we can have some
That's
fun.
it.
I mean, that would be a compromise. I'd be like, okay, look, if you want to be yourself, just fix those teeth. Because I don't need you
That's all.
destroying my...
And I mean, that's good. Scrolls don't have to go to the dentist. That's pretty nice.
Oh, so lucky. Wait, it's okay. Here's another dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
In these universes, do scrolls and humans? Oh, I guess they do. I was gonna say have a baby. Didn't she have a baby? Wait, Gravik.
Because Gravik was so little or like at least like a
he was
teen
not
or something.
Like
he's
two
not
scrolls.
half.
No, two scrolls can have children, but I don't know if
Can a scroll and a human?
It's never been done before. That I know
Okay,
of.
all
That's why we
right.
have to watch season
That's
2.
season 2. Mm-hmm.
I need to see. I need to know. I need to see that story, and I want to know what it looks like and what it can do. Because I better be badass.
I hear you. We need to know that story, but what we need to know right now are your fuck, marry, kills.
Ooh.
It is that time. Our favorite segment of this week and every week, a fuck, marry, kill from Secret Invasion. On the docket for your viewing pleasure, we've got Nick Fury, Sonya, played by Olivia Colman, and Gravik, played, of course, by Kingsley Ben-Adir. I will go first to give my guests time to think. Oh, man. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm taking out the king, but not the Kingsley. I'm taking out Nick Fury. He's gone. He is uncommunicative. Correct. He is a terrible husband. It's time for a changeover, just because this is how we've been doing things. He's the one we've been taking orders from. Doesn't mean it's the right way. I'll take out the second eye and then trip him down some stairs. Bye. He's gone. My fuck will be Gravik.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, I'm so sorry. When he goes full Super Scroll and he's got the muscles, them arms.
Hello.
They made him a sexy scroll. Yeah,
they did.
I will fuck that sexy scroll.
That's
I will
not
do that.
fair.
He just needs to toggle between that and his Kingsley face, because as you know, he's in Barbie and he looks great. Every Ken in Barbie looks good.
He was very cute.
No notes for Kens. And I'm gonna marry Olivia Colman's Sonya. Because I just want her on my side. She knows where things are. She's gonna get shit done. She will find the trapdoor in any room, and I appreciate that about her.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my picks. Let's go to Phylicia McLeod, returning guest. Please show Julia how it's done.
You spoke. You spoke directly from my heart and my soul with yours. I have to kill Nick. He doesn't communicate. I'm not going to have some husband who shows up 20 years later. Like, no, thank you.
And still didn't get the chore done. He said he was going to get done.
And still didn't do it. And then have the nerve to be leaving. And then I pop up and he's like, oh, do you want to come? There's room for 2. So good night.
You sound like a fuck boy.
For sure. That's what it is. Who I would fuck would be obviously Gravik, would have to be. And then, marry Olivia Colman. And like, what's so nice is like being married to her, she would be so understanding where I'm like, I'm constantly fucking Gravik, even though I know he's bad for the world, you know? And she would
like,
support that.
Yeah, I totally get it.
And she'd be like, same. Yeah. And I'd be like, bitch. Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Julia Morales, please bring us home.
Okay. I am definitely on that train of kill Nick Fury. That was my first thought. It would be a mercy killing. I would have to let him go. I think he's just tired. He's got a lot on his shoulders. Black men have more stuff going on in their lives than most people know. So I will slowly close his eyes for him and help him relax. You know, since that snap, he ain't been the same. So, hey,
he
I'm
turned
gonna snap
dust
again. Let him go. But here's where I'm a little different. I would fuck Olivia Colman.
Wow.
Okay.
I love her. I think
nasty.
She's great. I've seen The Favorite. I mentioned that again. And I think she'd be fun and spicy and wild and goofy. I love it.
Ooh.
But I would marry Gravik, and here's why.
Okay.
This poor baby needed unconditional love. He needed somebody to show him that, you know, that he felt abandoned. He was feeling vindictive. He was feeling angry. Everything he did was angry. But if somebody loved on him and cared for him the way I know that I'm good at loving and caring for people, I would definitely marry him and show him that life is a lot worth more than just revenge. Yeah.
That was
always my take. I was like, I would love on you, Gravik. It's okay. And together we'll make a happy family and a happy home.
That was correct. That was beautiful.
That's beautiful. I had no idea we would end up here, but
I'm glad that we are.
I'm glad I am as well. This is a good.
Me too.
Thank
This
you.
is lovely.
Lovely. That's the show, everybody. Secret Invasion. A solid C if I've ever seen one.
That's fair.
But you know, time will tell if you need to watch it. Stay tuned for the Marvels to see if anything that happened here affects any other movies. Julia Morales, it's time for you to plug yourself. Anything coming up that you want people to know about? This podcast is dropping on July 31st, this coming Monday. So anything new? Anything to share? Any socials?
Oh, well, you can follow me at Call Me Jules on Instagram, Jules. You can also follow my theater company, Stepping Stone Theater. That Instagram is SST_Chicago. Shout out to the Stepping Stone Theater community, which is basically all of the improv community. If you want to see me perform and you're in the Chicago area, I am performing on the main stage at the Second City on a regular basis, Tuesdays through Sundays. And you can check out secondcity.com for that information. But until then, you can catch me probably at a spa, getting a massage.
Yeah, sure, at that spa.
Hello. Yes.
Very exciting. Some podcast hosts might be in Chicago in August, so, you know, I might be checking out some main stage shows.
I got your ticket already.
Please take care of me.
You already know.
Yes. Okay. Phylicia McLeod, what's up with you?
Oh, yes. You can follow me on Instagram on laugh_with_fee, PHEE. On Twitter or X, or if it's still up. Does anybody go on Twitter anymore?
I mean, kind of.
Okay, I'm not even going to say it. Then just delete your Twitter for yourself and take some breaths outside. You can catch me on my couch watching Love After Lockup. Yeah. And if you're not caught up, there's a lot of episodes on YouTube. So please treat yourself and watch.
Where is that airing? What is that on? Love After Lockup?
YouTube.
Oh, that's where you watch it?
But I think it's on like Wii TV.
Okay.
But that's how I watch this on YouTube.
I'm so sorry I pulled you away from that to watch Secret Invasion. So please return.
I needed a palate cleanser. So now I'm going to go into it and really be back with my guys. Yeah.
Your friendship is forever changed.
This is Podcast 616. You can follow us on Instagram at Podcast616P3. That P3 stands for Press Play Podcasts, the podcasting network that allows us to talk about shape-shifting aliens. Thank you, guys. Producer Michael, if you want to hop on the mic real quick, what letter grade would you give this podcast episode that we just did?
I'm going to give you guys a solid A.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's big. Oh. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, Phylicia. Thank you, Julia. And thank you, listener. Check on your loved ones. Make sure they're really who they are. And we'll be back next week. We will continue our Summer of X coverage. We'll be back next week with X-Men First Class. We're doing the prequels, y'all. But until that time, please remember that with great power comes even greater responsibility.